We want to start igniting those and keep them ignited as we're raising our conscious kids. They're already conscious, and we want to help them grow into conscious and mindful adults without adding layers of protection. We want to be able to hear these things when we're grown up. We don't want to have them discover it all again, as we may have had to discover it all again as parents. Hi, conscious parents. It's Carrie here, and I am here with a little info about raising our mindful kids. I've got some tips and tricks about breaking free of the box and becoming who you are, and teaching your kids how to do that along the way. Join us. It's Carrie here with a bite-sized episode for you today. I decided to release a couple of these every now and then for you guys to get a little quick hit of great conscious parenting info with some great tools to build in your toolbox. So if you like this episode or any of our episodes, we would love a 5-star review and a few word rating just to give us a little support. It's an Air 5 way for us to work together. So have a great day and happy listening. Hi there, and welcome back, friends and families of conscious kids. I would love to share another bite sized little episode with you guys today with some quick tips and ideas. And the focus today that I would love to share with you guys is helping our kids to find their own gifts, things they're already drawn to, or a passion that they feel inside of them. So this is definitely something that is not covered in school. How many of you guys went through school and did not know what you wanted to do by the time you got out of school? How many of you had no idea what you were interested in? Maybe it was a certain sport that you were drawn to. Maybe you didn't even realize it, but you were always really good with working with kids. That was me. That was my passion growing up. And it was totally off radar for me because I was a only child raised with a ton of adults around me. So I never really even thought about connection is a huge piece of my heart and something that has always been easier for me. So this week, I want you to work with your kids, kind of notice and take a back seat to interaction, right? Or still interact, but take a back seat to driving the conversation. See what they're drawn to. You can even go into a store. You can try going into a bookstore and see what area they are drawn to. Are they in the science section? Are they in the hobby section? Are they in the sports section? I'm sure if your kid is a sports kid, you probably already know this little passion piece for them. But see what is driving inside them? What lights a fire inside them? Do they love to talk to you about something really special? What are they drawn to? And you can follow them in their activities. You can follow them in what books they're reading, connect with them. An idea that I had was an activity where you can draw, take a piece of paper with them, draw a version of you in your future self. And you can talk about, like, in a few years, I would love to be doing this. I would love to be feeling like this. You do not have to have a career listing there, right? We tend to ask kids, what are you going to be when you grow up? What are you going to be? What is that term? Can we think about the emotions we want to feel when we grow up? I think if I would have loved to have listed something when I was a kid, I would have listed something about connection and connecting with other humans and helping humans. But there is no exact label for becoming a podcast host that helps parents to connect with their kids and teaching their kids mindful tools. Would I have come up with that when I was 6? Probably not. So let's draw this picture together. Draw yourself, because you always want to give them this example, and then help them draw themselves. If they don't want to do the drawing, you can do the drawing. This is just a little tool to help us sit down and connect with our kids heart to heart and to bring out this pieces inside of them. So you can talk about feelings that you may want to feel in a few years, activities that you really enjoy. You can talk about, like, I really noticed that I am good at blah, 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 and fill that in for yourself. And then maybe you could even start a carrier phrase for them, like, do you want to try it? I notice I'm good. See if they fill it in. Or you could start the phrase for them. I notice you're really good at, what would you say? And see what they're drawn to. We want to help them to understand how to connect with themselves, how to find these pieces inside of us that that we're drawn to, that we're passionate about. We want to start igniting those and keep them ignited as we're raising our conscious kids. They're already conscious, and we want to help them grow into conscious and mindful adults without adding layers of protection. We want to be able to hear these things when we're grown up. We don't want to have them discover it all again, as we may have had to discover it all again as parents. Happy week. Hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Bye, conscious parents. Well, that's a wrap. Thanks so much for tuning in, Changemakers. This is Carrie. And if you haven't done a review for us, 5 stars and a little few words about what you've enjoyed in our podcast episodes, we would really appreciate it. If you guys would like to ever message me, I would love any questions you have or any feedback at info@hearttoheartlife.com. We also have a brand new website, which we're super excited to share. It's hearttoheartlife.com. Thanks so much for tuning in, and happy life, happy times, Changemaker families. Please remember that the information shared on this podcast is educational in nature and does not constitute licensed mental health advice. If you need such advice, you should speak with a licensed professional about your unique situation. Thanks so much, happy listeners. Please remember that the information shared on this podcast is educational in nature and does not constitute licensed mental health advice. If you need such advice, you should speak with a licensed professional about your unique situation. Thanks so much, happy listeners.